It was 2 o'clock in the morning. The silence of the old house was suffocating. I woke up to a familiar sound, the creaking footsteps from the attic. The attic was a room that had never been touched. Ever since we moved into this house, Mother had always forbidden anyone from going up there. "That door must stay locked, dear," she'd said with a blank stare. I tried to convince myself that it was just the sound of the house settling in the cold night, or perhaps the wind. But the footsteps were too regular, too deliberate. Silence returned, but the calm did not last long. This time, it wasn't footsteps. There was another sound, faint, like someone whispering. The whisper sounded like a name being repeated over and over. Curious and foolish, I got up and grabbed my flashlight. I had to know what was behind that tightly locked, dark wooden door. Under the door, I saw a faint glimmer of light that shouldn't have been there. It looked like candlelight, not a lamp. My hands trembled as I reached for the antique key that was always hidden inside the vase on the bookshelf. The click of the unlocking key sounded deafening in the silence of the night. I pushed the door open slightly. The smell of dampness and dust immediately greeted me. My flashlight beam swept across the room, piles of old furniture, white sheets covering who knew what, and cobwebs. Nothing seemed out of place. The attic was empty. Then, my flashlight stopped at one corner. There, in the middle of the dusty floor, was an old rocking chair. The chair was empty, but it was swaying gently back and forth, as if it had just been vacated. Holding my breath, I raised the flashlight, aiming it at the ceiling. Directly above the rocking chair, an old rag doll was hanging upside down by a rope. Its eyes were gone, replaced by two dark holes that seemed to stare right at me. Just then, I heard the whisper again, this time clearer and right behind my ear. "You came, after all, dear." I spun around instantly. There was no one there. But on the floor, right where I had been standing, there was now a small, wet footprint. When I turned back to the rocking chair, the rag doll was no longer hanging. It was sitting in the chair, its head tilted to the side. And in its lap, there was a worn, old letter. I couldn't move. My eyes were fixed on the doll. Then, slowly, the doll raised its stiff, cloth hand and pointed right at me. Instantly, the entire room was filled with the loud, high-pitched laughter of a child, a laugh that did not belong to this world. I dropped the flashlight and ran as fast as I could, slamming the attic door shut. The next morning, I searched for the key. It was already back in its original spot inside the vase. I tried to unlock the attic door, but the key no longer fit the lock. It was as if the door had become an inseparable part of the house again.